Hi everyone, this is Phil here from Ashland Leather. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. It's been an extra long weekend, so I've got an extra amount of stuff to show you today, including some shell Cordovan wash straps. Let's give you a quick look at some of the stuff that's going out. We have an Amaretto shell Cordovan 2-piece watch strap, a color number 8 shell Cordovan 2-piece watch strap, a black shell Cordovan watch strap, an Amaretto shell Cordovan with a color 8 shell Cordovan interior Jonatha Fox, an English tan Dublin Fat Herbie, 100% color 8 shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox, a black shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox, a black Dublin Jonatha Fox, an English tan Dublin Jonatha Fox, intense blue shell Cordovan Frank the Enforcer, an intense blue shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox, a black marbled shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox with a reverse interior, a natural shell Cordovan Fat Herbie, color 8 Chrome Excel Tony the Ant, a color 8 all reverse Fat Herbie, natural Chrome Excel Tony the Ant, an intense blue shell Cordovan Bugs Moran, an intense blue shell Cordovan Bugs Moran with a reverse interior, a whiskey shell Cordovan Frank the Enforcer, and finally a black shell Cordovan Tony the Ant with a reverse interior. So a lot of people know us for shell Cordovan wallets, but we also make shell Cordovan watch bands. And this happens to be my favorite shell Cordovan color, the Amaretto shell on our 2-piece strap. And this is a 20 millimeter short length strap. So we do different lug widths that you can fit the strap in basically any watch. We do 18 millimeters, 20, 22, and 24. We can also sometimes do something like a 19 millimeter by special request. And what's cool about our watch straps is they're unlined. So they're super comfortable. And because the reverse side of the shell is a veg tan, when you wear this, it just becomes more and more glossy and smooth. And in fact, the more you wear it, the smoother it gets, which makes it for a really special strap. I use a unlined black shell strap right now, and I just think it's the most comfortable strap. Up next, this is a color number 8 shell Cordovan 2-piece strap, and this is the regular length. So we make regular lengths for most wrists, but if you have a more narrow and thin wrist, we also make a short length. So the regular length is 120 millimeters for the long piece, this piece, and 80 millimeters for the buckle side. But the shorter straps are 105 and 70. So we do have something basically for everybody. And I love the classic color 8 here. The other classic shell color is the black shell, and this is a black shell Cordovan 2-piece strap. A really sleek look on the black straps. And on the black, we've painted the edge to match the color of the shell, which might be difficult to see in the video here, but it's just a really cool stealthed out and sleek look on our watch straps. So if you're looking for a strap, you want something special, send us an email. We can set you up, try to figure out the right size for your watch and for your wrist. And I had this valet tray holding all those watch straps. This is a black Chrome Excel valet tray going out today. This one's actually really cool because it has a Horween measuring stamp on the inside here. Each side of leather that the tannery ships out gets stamped one time with a measuring mark. And a couple years ago, they started adding the Horween USA to the measurement stamp because people were making counterfeit Horween leather. So if you buy a side of leather and you think it's from Horween and it was made in the last few years, it should have this stamp on it. And these black valet trays, like you saw me holding the watch straps, these are great for just putting all your stuff in. I put my wallet in it, my phone, my keys. I have these all over the place to keep myself organized. I actually put a bunch of guitar picks in it. So it's really good for basically holding anything. And thank you everybody that has supported us with the Amaretto shell Cordovan with color 8 shell interior Jonatha Fox. These are incredible. And a lot of you have picked them up. So thank you again for supporting us. I have one left of these, and it's a really special color. The Amaretto is actually my favorite shell color on the outside here. It's that vibrant orange tan that sort of changes directionally. Some angles it's a little darker and a little bit more red, like that angle. And other angles it's a little bit lighter. So I just love the dynamic range of color in the Amaretto shell, and it's really special to have the color 8 shell on the interior. It's very difficult for us to get the naturally thin pieces of shell that we require for all these layers of card holders and keep the wallet in a reasonable thickness. So these are really special. I've got one left, and thank you again to everybody that's picked one up. So I have a Fat Herbie in English Tan Dublin going out today. And I love the English Tan Dublin. This color range is a little bit darker than some of the more orange of the color range of the English Tan Dublin. It does range a little bit from this color. This is about as dark as it gets and a little bit more red. And it ranges down to more of like an orangey tan, which I have a Jonatha Fox here. So this is a good representation of the color range that we see naturally occurring on the Dublin. And it looks pretty dramatic, but what's happening is there's a wax finish on the surface, and depending on the day that the tannery made the leather, there may or may not be more or less wax on the surface of the leather. So all you're seeing that makes it a little darker is a little bit more or a little bit less wax. All right, let's take a look at this English Tan Dublin, Jonatha Fox, and I love the English Tan Dublin. I like both colors a lot. I think I would probably gravitate more towards this light one because it reminds me of my favorite shell color, that Amaretto shell. This Jonatha Fox has a mock horsehide interior, and the horsehide interior is a tannage called latigo. I do get questions about this a lot. It's like, what is mock? And mock is, all that is a color name. And then what's a tannage? It's really hard to describe because it's something that doesn't exist in other places. Every leather on the table is a tannage. So this tannage is called latigo. The tannage on the outside here is called Dublin. There's also a tannage called Chromexcel. Shell Cordovan is its own tannage. It's a recipe to make whatever final leather product that the tannery is going for. That's a tannage. So the inside here, this is a tannage called latigo, and the latigo leather is often found on Western wear, things like saddlery and straps, bridle leather. Latigo you'll probably see as more of a generic term. This is Horween latigo that we made on a extra special thin horsehide for these Jonatha Foxes. So the tannery is making this just for us, because we needed something that was really strong and really thin, but also would develop a nice patina over time. So that's why the tannery helped us make this horsehide latigo on the inside of the English Tan Dublin Jonatha Fox. Here's another really special Jonatha Fox. This one is 100% color number 8 shell Cordovan. And if you're a color 8 shell fan, it's probably the one for you. It's just color 8 on the outside, color 8 on the inside, that beautiful dark brown burgundy shade. Just a really classic color, and I like how sleek it is. We do see a lot of custom orders with really intense color combinations that are super fun to see, but there's also something really special about the simplicity of the same color on the outside and the inside. So I really love this Jonatha Fox. We've got a couple of these left. So today seems like a day of classics, but I know we've got some other colors coming. This is a black shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox. That's the other classic shell color. The color 8 in black are most often produced. So these are the ones that you tend to see in most shoes, like Alden and Allen Edmonds stuff. It's a really nice look, and I really like the sleekness of the black shells. There's something about the way that the black reflects the light that just makes it look super interesting and cool. This interior is not shell. This is, again, the horsehide latigo interior that makes the wallet a little bit thinner. So we have two different horsehide interiors, the black and the mock, on our standard offerings. Now here's a black Dublin leather Jonatha Fox. And Dublin is the name of that tannage again, and the Dublin is a veg tan leather. It's tanned using the same tree barks as used in the shell Cordovan leather. So you get this really incredible aging characteristic that we see in the shell that also translates here onto the Dublin. And what I like about this black Dublin in specific, it's the best black leather that I've ever found. I think it's the only black leather with any amount of natural character to it. You can really see on the outside here that natural grain character. It doesn't look like paint. It looks like leather, and that's what I like about it. A lot of the times we see black leathers are very heavily finished, so it starts to look more like something else. Like, you might as well just use plastic at a certain point, because if you're not seeing that natural character, I don't really see the point, and that's why I love the black Dublin. This is my favorite black leather. Here we have an intense blue shell Cordovan, Frank the Enforcer. And I love this intense blue color. I think we've got a few different items today that are shipping out in the intense blue. It's just a really nice color. It ranges from a darker navy blue on the surface to more of like an aqua blue underneath. And when I tilt it at certain angles, you might be able to see that blue pop more or pop a little less. But I really like the combination of those two colors, the navy with the aqua blue. Just a really deep blue color that I enjoy a lot, especially on this Frank the Enforcer. People have been really into the Frank the Enforcer. It's more of like a minimalist style, where where you have the 2 card slots on the front, 1 card slot on the back, and then this larger slot in the center here. You can put cards, or it actually fits US dollars folded in half. So here's a stunner. This is also intense blue shell Cordovan, but this one is on our Jonatha Fox. And check out that really deep aqua blue. This is a beautiful, beautiful shell, beautiful shade. This one is a little bit lighter than most I see, and I really, really like it. This one's been personalized for 626, and 626, thank you so much. What I like about this one, we have a mock horsehide interior, and there's something about this interior that makes the blue on the outside really pop. So I really like the intense blue with the mock interiors, and we just restocked these. So if you're looking for one, we do have some in stock right now, ready to go. Now here's another stunner. This is a black marbled shell Cordovan Jonatha Fox, and the marbling on the outside of this is remarkable. We see a lot of color range here from that orangey tan to more of like a forest green, and then to even like a darker green, closer to black on the edges here. And I just think that color range is super cool and really special. On the inside, also super amazing. This is a black reverse interior. And you'll notice that it's not black at all. It's more of like a greenish color. And that's because the unintended reverse side of the black shells are this greenish color. That's because the black dye that is used to make the black shell Cordovan is a green black. So when that dye is diluted in water and they dip these shells into the water, some of that green black migrates to the unintended side of the shell. And that's why you see a range of color here too. What I also like about the reverse interiors is you get this really incredible randomization of different colors, but also different dye marks that I think are just super cool. And each of them are unique, which is why I think I like it so much. Same with the marble shells. You'll never find 2 of these alike. So SEK, you got a really unique Jonatha Fox coming your way. I can't wait for you to have this one. Up next, this is a Fat Herbie in natural shell Cordovan. This is the wallet that sort of put us on the map in 2011. And the Fat Herbie was the first wallet style that we started doing. And the natural shell Cordovan was the first leather that I was really interested in. Because back then, and even still today, I was super fascinated by patina and things changing over time. This natural shell Cordovan develops into a darker, more golden brown shade, just naturally from wearing it. And from the polishing in your pant pocket, it just gets really bright and shiny. So it's a really special thing to experience the way this natural shell wears in. And we have a photo on the homepage of our website where you can see a photo of this wallet brand new and then 1,000 days of wear, and it almost looks like a different wallet. So it's a really incredible thing to experience the aging and patina on a natural shell Fat Herbie like this one. So Color 8 shell Cordovan is a classic shell color, but we've also translated that Color 8 color itself to a Chrome Excel leather, and this is a Tony the Ant in Color 8 Chrome Excel. You might notice that this color is a little bit more vibrant. I feel that the Color 8 Chrome Excel is a little bit more cherry in color, and it's awfully nice. The batch of Color 8 Chrome Excel we've been cutting from is just super smooth. Check that out. Very nice piece of leather here. And actually the edges look really interesting too. They're like Color 8 edges on this Tony the Ant. So Color 8 on the outside, Color 8 on the inside. We have some of these in stock as well. Now here's something unique. This is a Color 8 all reverse Fat Herbie. And if you're into patina, I think this is a great choice too. This and the raw shell probably aged the most dramatic amounts. And I really like the way that the reverse shell, see how it starts off kind of dull? It gets a little bit more of like a wet look just from polishing and developing a patina in your pocket. So that is also really special to experience. But with the reverse and the all reverse like this, not only do we get to see the Horween ink stamp on the left side there, but also we get to see all these random dye marks. And on the Color 8 reverse, it's sort of like a reddish tan color, and the dye splatter is more of a Color 8, like a true Color 8. And we see that randomized all over. So this is a really unique Fat Herbie in the Color 8 all reverse. Now here's another Chrome Excel Tony the Ant. And this Tony the Ant is in a beautiful piece of natural Chrome Excel. So nice. All the leather we get from Horween is super nice, but every now and then, you get a batch that really stands out. And just check out the smoothness of how they polished this leather. They've really filled in that grain with a nice polishing action. And on top of that, it's just a great sort of taupe sand color. Very nice neutral brown. It's a lighter shade too, which I think a lot of people like. But man, the Chrome Excel is coming out really nicely from the tannery right now. And I can't wait for you to have this Tony the Ant. And I have a couple more intense blue shell Cordovan items to show you. This is a Bugs Moran in intense blue on the outside, as well as intense blue on the inside. And that's a beautiful color. Really love that vibrant blue shade. Sort of like an aqua blue. And this other one here is another intense blue shell. This one's been personalized for LLD, and thank you LLD for supporting us. The difference here is this one on the right has a really interesting reverse interior. Check that out. That's super cool. We get a chance to look at the ink stamp there as opposed to on the left. We try to cut the ink stamps into the center when we have shell card slots, but both of these are super interesting. Very unique on the right especially. Up next, here's a rare whiskey shell Cordovan Frank the Enforcer. Check out how sweet that color is. I'm just really pumped about all the leather today, I guess. Really nice sort of like caramel color here. This is a little bit darker and a little bit more golden when compared to something like the natural shell. But that is a really cool color. Not a lot of whiskey shell is produced. So it's really special when we were able to get a batch of whiskey shell in to make it into a Frank the Enforcer. Last and finally up today, this is a black shell Cordovan Tony the Ant, and I really, again, love looking at just how the light reflects off all the curves on the black shell. It just makes it look super sleek. And we've got all black shell on the outside, and on the inside here, I was just really happy with this reverse interior. And this one's a little bit darker for the card slots than we normally see. And in the center, it's a little bit more blue than we normally see. So I thought this was a really special black with reverse interior Tony the Ant. I just had to show you this one today. So man, I can't wait for you to have this. I can't wait to see how that one wears in. Thank you guys for checking everything out today. Let me know what your favorite was. Maybe you like the reverse. I really like how those wear in. I should probably wear one to show you how those wear in. They're really, really cool. And we do have the English Tan Dublin Fat Herbie back in stock. So if you're looking for these, we have 10 of them right now. So hopefully that'll last us a little bit while so you don't have to like rush and get one. But I love the way the English Tan Dublin wears in as well. So let me know what was your favorite. If you have any questions about our watch straps, let me know. Hope you had a great holiday, and I'll see you again next time.